Hey guys, Alex and Dad from Some With Our Films, and today we are watching The Sarah Jane Adventures. This is the other spin-off of modern Doctor Who. This one, obviously, centering around Sarah Jane. And yeah, like with the third season of Torchwood, we're going to be putting every episode of this season all into one long video. This will probably end up longer than the Torchwood video anyway. But like the Torchwood video as well, we are not recording it all in one go. So, but yeah, the Sarah Jane Adventures, this is the more kid-friendly spin-off. So, you know, there's something for everybody. The family can get together to watch Doctor Who. The kids can go off and watch the Sarah Jane Adventures, and the adults are subjected to poor Torchwood. So, you got any expectations going in?
I'm looking at this saying it was 2006. Or
yes.
December 2007, basically. So this is literally 30 years after she was with the Doctor.
Yep. Yeah.
And then she reappears with Tennant.
Yeah.
What about 2008 or 9, somewhere along there?
No, it would have been... The second season would have been in 2006. So it was right after that second season of Doctor Who that they then put this out. So...
all right. Now, was it Joe Grant who was the journalist, or was Sarah Jane?
Sarah Jane was the journalist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she goes back to her present time in the 70s. One assumes she goes back to being a reporter. We don't know for sure, but I mean, that's where we left her, and now we'll find out that 30 years later she's...
Yeah, so we're basically continuing from when she appeared with the 10th Doctor, where they were at the school with Mickey and K9 and everything, and, you know, she was tracking down, she was working on that story, basically, of the aliens at that school, and the Doctor happened to be there as well. So this is after that,
okay,
and her continuing her journalistic investigations, basically.
Okay.
And yeah, so here's the thing. The show's format is interesting. I've said before on Doctor Who that most episodes are split into 2 parts, and they're both about a half hour long. This first episode is not. This first episode is all one go in 1 hour. This also technically isn't the first episode. It is and it isn't. This is Season 1, Episode 0 of the Sarah Jane Adventures. And I'll explain a little bit afterwards, but essentially this was their special, almost test pilot. It's still like canon and everything to, you know, the following episodes, so it still counts as the first episode, but it's also not the first episode. It's slightly complicated. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but either way, it still works, and it's still a good episode, and it's still important to watch. Yeah. So, but yeah, so we'll watch this, and we have the rest of Season 1 to watch, and yeah, we'll just go through this when we can, and we'll upload these whenever we can. I have no idea when this video is going to be uploaded. And so,
like Doctor Who, there's like 13 episodes?
Yeah, about there. So about 6 stories per season.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you got anything else going into
nothing.
Then, yeah, we might as well just get going on the Sarah Jane Adventures, and I will come up with some sort of interesting transition to put in here. So, let's go.
Nice house.
Sure.
Angel. Bye-bye, big kiss.
So this is brother and sister?
No.
No?
I'm pretty sure they're divorced parents.
Oh. He doesn't look old enough
You
to
and me,
be married to that woman.
I don't remember him looking that young.
Bubble Shop contains Bane.
Oh, he doesn't get more 90s than the mid-2000s.
You moved in yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Saw ya. And Kelsey. Hiya.
I'm Maria.
You got broadband?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh, thank God.
You haven't
Need
got
to
music
check
channels.
MySpace.
Here it is.
The mid-2000s has arrived.
Yeah, get him hooked on your energy drink.
Look, it's a lovely place.
And transmit. Is it working?
It's fine. They probably have that at Coca-Cola too.
He's almost fully mature.
Sonic lipstick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Oh, that haircut though.
welcome to Bubble Shock.
It's huge.
Well, it's just, like, look, it's just so 20 years ago. Because it was.
It's 60 years ago.
I guess that's true.
And it's Mrs. Wormwood.
Wormwood?
Eh.
Gall and wormwood.
As a matter of fact, that's
I actually use that phrase in my play.
And normally it takes years of tests to get approval from the EU to market a new foodstuff. You got it.
Oh,
in
see,
2
that story
weeks.
wouldn't go over anymore.
Yeah.
Everything sweet and hot and cold and sticky food and drink. Just food and drink. That's the human race. They
Yeah, I don't know what she's talking
I'd
about.
like to introduce you to Shakespeare and Charles Dickens.
So you kill her.
Oh, good job. Unit training. Eh. That's probably fine.
What's that thing?
Sonic lipstick.
Yep.
We need to find her.
She lives on Bannerman Road.
I beg your pardon.
Thanks.
Bannerman. He's alright, you don't? He's a bit fit.
Oh, shut up. Where did you get to, Kelsey? Tell me.
You've got no belly
Eh.
button.
Yeah. He's a Cthulian nightmare. Yeah. Squid repellent.
Oh, sure, touch the alien goo.
Yeah.
The government knows all about aliens. And then there are secret organizations dedicated to finding them, but they tend to go in all guns blazing. I just think there's a better way of doing it.
That's Torchwood.
So K9's sealing it off.
Good old K9.
He's my friend.
K9. As in K9. That's so lame.
He's been in there for a year and a half now, plugging the distortion. And every so often, he passes my way.
Your best friend's a metal dog with its bum stuck in a black hole.
I know. What's that noise?
Oh. Right, well, good job.
My mother.
Hello, mummy.
Eh. Anyone got like a bow and arrow?
The time of man is over.
This is for kids.
Yeah.
Is come.
Keep running.
Yeah. Well, good job.
Well, that's a little silly.
Eh.
What he needs now is a name.
How about Jack? Josh, Nathan?
Harriet.
Oh, Harry would be good. Alistair.
I like Luke.
I like Luke. But you never really know what you want. You never feel grown up. Not really. You never sort it all out.
I think that's most adults.
Life on Earth can be an adventure too. You just need to know where to look.
Alrighty. That is the end of episode 0. So, the Sarah Jane Adventures, what do you think?
All right, well, when it started off, the first 10-15 minutes, she was very brusque.
Yeah.
And she was rude. And I understand she's trying to protect people, but the thing is, that's not the Sarah Jane that we saw with David Tennant. That's certainly not the one that we saw way back with Tom Baker.
Yeah.
So that kind of threw me off. And then, again, I realize they're trying to make this so that she's protecting everybody.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, that was just a minor quibble.
Yeah.
I do like Mrs. Wormwood. I thought she was wonderful. You know, she's just a person who knows I'm going to, take over the earth and there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, yeah.
The actress, Samantha Bond, looks familiar, but I can't remember where I would have seen her. Maria's mother. Oof.
Yeah.
Does she come back again?
Yeah.
Okay.
She'll come back a couple times, mostly just as cameos.
Yeah.
So,
That's a real pain.
yeah.
And her dad seems like, just the everyman kind of
Yeah.
So I mean, it's an interesting. Now, the kid Luke, Tommy Knight, they've scanned everybody to find their strengths and their weaknesses.
Yeah.
I understand they were going to try to exploit the weaknesses, but didn't they understand how long have they been on Earth, and they don't understand the strength that humans can have, not only individually but especially as a group? I mean, that seems to be a flaw in the overall plan.
Yeah. Well, they never expected him to get out, so they were just going to use him to figure out how to get that remaining 2% to drink bubble shock.
Yeah.
So, well, here's an interesting thing about this pilot. Basically, Kelsey, she ain't coming back. she never comes back ever again as long as this show goes on.
Well, that's too bad, because I mean, one of the things that I liked about that is, for 40 years at this point, we've had the Doctor pontificating and all this other stuff, and rarely ever in the original series, all the way up through number 7, did anybody ever talk back to him the way that Kelsey did. And that struck me as a new thing. And of course it carries on with Rose and with Martha and literally Amy and everybody else.
Yeah.
To finally have somebody go, how do you expect us to believe this nonsense?
Yeah.
And to offer real world, real human solutions.
Yeah, well, so that's the thing is, Kelsey will be replaced, basically, by a different character. And we'll get to that in the next episode. And I think most people were kind of put off by Kelsey. Like, she seemed a little too abrasive, a little too much. The replacement that we'll get does kind of have some of that pushback and kind of that sarcastic edge to him, but is much more of a refined version of Kelsey, and most people like that character much more. But we'll get to that in the next episode. Okay. So,
well, again, that's too bad, because one of the things, again, having been a teacher of here in the United States 6th grade students, which usually 11 and 12 years old, I've met Kelsey. I've had Kelsey in class. I've had to deal with Kelseys.
Yeah.
So, again, it was kind of refreshing that she's up there going, that's not the way things work. I mean, just lets her know, you may be an adult, but that's not the way things work anymore.
Yeah, so, but we'll get into Kelsey's replacement and how they factor into the group dynamic. I think most people will agree that character will work much better than Kelsey did.
Right. So between this episode and the real episode 1, how long? I mean, they didn't follow the next week with the replacement.
No, I think it was a few months later, into 2007. Most likely what probably happened too was, if I were to guess, after this, because this was December 31st of 2006, I think after that, they probably aired the first season of Torchwood. And then maybe they did season 3 of Doctor Who, but at some point, I'm pretty sure they did Torchwood first. Then sometime after that was season 1 of the Sarah Jane Adventures. So at some point, but there is a bit of a break between this episode and the next one. So, but otherwise, honestly, Kelsey is kind of the only thing that just doesn't come back. Everything else is pretty much the same. Luke, Maria's family, and Sarah Jane's house with Mr. Smith and K9, dealing with the black hole in space. So, but yeah.
Now, regarding Mr. Smith, she obviously did not build that. How does she get that?
Well, she said that he's an alien computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we don't know as of yet how she acquired him. But she just has him, this AI in this computer, this alien computer, calls him Mr. Smith, and he's very useful. So, watching this again, because the first time I watched this was somewhere around, probably when I watched Doctor Who Season 3, maybe a bit of Season 4, and watching this now, I kind of look at this, I'm like, this is like those old Third Doctor stories. And I can think of that now because now I have the context. I didn't have any context really... I mean, I had the context of who Sarah Jane was from the episode with the 10th Doctor, but that was pretty much it when I watched this. Whereas now I'm watching it and it's like, like at the end they reference what would be a good name for him, and it's like, well, Harry, Alistair, and it's just like, oh, now I get that. I get that completely now. Like, I think maybe we had watched Genesis of the Daleks before I watched this, and that was about it. So yeah, and I actually noticed in her attic there were like some pictures on the wall, one of the Brigadier and one of Harry. So, but just seeing this now, it's like, this does feel... I mean, this certainly feels more like Doctor Who than Torchwood did.
Yeah.
But that's because it's like it feels like, there's this alien thing in a factory. Like, I could see like 8 different Third Doctor episodes set here. You just give it that little, mid 2000s twist of it's the cool energy drink that all the kids are drinking and stuff. So but yeah, and then it kind of like it is slightly more tailored towards kids, but honestly not by much.
It's a much faster pace.
Yeah, it's a faster pace, but I mean, even when you consider like Doctor Who at the time, it's like this isn't that much more kid friendly than Doctor Who, other than just having kids in it. So now, granted, we just watched, at time of recording this episode, we just watched A Good Man Goes to War. That was a bit darker than this was, but so bad example, but still. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting concept of having a more kid-oriented Doctor Who series. So, but yeah, I don't know. Did you have anything else for this episode?
Well, again, the only other thing, and this goes back to some of the original episodes, whereas with the TARDIS, you can not only go places in time and space, but you can also go different places on Earth. But I suspect all of this is going to be done in Great Britain.
Yep.
And that, if you've got literally Alien of the Week in Great Britain,
yeah,
that seems like somebody's bound to catch on. Why isn't Torchwood or Unit intervening?
I mean, yeah, I mean, the thing, well, at least for Torchwood, there's just no Torchwood presence in England anymore, and so they're just based out of Cardiff at this point. So that is a kind of the thing. The other thing would be Unit. The only thing you could say is like, well, Unit knows Sarah Jane is handling this. And plus, from the way they say it, it seems like there haven't been many alien invasions around here. Like, this is kind of the first around this area. Whereas, it's just been some aliens passing through. They're nice. She helps them out, and they head on their way. So, I mean, either way, it's a good thing they land here and not Torchwood, because Torchwood would just shoot them out of the sky, even if they were friendly. So, but yeah, it is sort of almost the exact same setup as Torchwood, where it's just like, we're not going everywhere. It's just this one fixed location where there happens to be aliens showing up. And it is interesting that, they have not yet made a show where you go around the Earth. I mean, probably just because, if I were to guess, it's just too much budget to go around to too many different locations.
But again, the first 3 seasons back in 63 to 66, they did travel around the Earth. I mean, they went to Genghis Khan, and so there. And I realize the settings in Great Britain are not the same as, for example, California. California, you can literally film in California and still say that you're, in New York or Washington D.C. or Calgary or Vancouver or South America. So it strikes me that by this time, by the early 2000s, you could conceivably do some stuff other than just staying right there in London. And the other thing, of course, there's do all the aliens come to London? Are there no aliens in New York City? Are there no aliens in Salt Lake City? And no aliens in Caracas or Rio de Janeiro or Johannesburg or New Delhi or Shanghai? It's like, come on. Now I realize the average kid, the average 11, 12-year-old who are watching this are not going to be thinking about things like that. So, forgive us for being too adult about it. So.
Yeah, it's... I mean, it just kind of is the running joke, essentially, with the entire franchise is just like, if aliens are going to appear on Earth, they will appear probably in London or just somewhere in the British Isles, because that's just where they all go, Hey, at least, I mean, technically, they at least built that into Torchwood, where it's just like, why did the 456 come to Britain? It's like, because they knew they could get away with it in Britain. Whereas everyone else, they were like, we can't get away with it there. So... It's unfortunate, and especially too when you're like, well, this is almost an identical setup to Torchwood. It's like we're locked in this one place, dealing with aliens that are right here, nowhere else, and it's like, okay, but that's just how it is. So, but yeah, that is episode 0 of the Sarah Jane Adventures. We still got a lot more to go through, just not at this precise moment, but it is this precise moment for you guys. I don't know. I hope this is like a good viewing experience at all. Like, I have no idea. I hope pushing all these episodes together in one video works out. So nobody complained about the Torchwood video. So you got anything else?
I got nothing.
Then we might as well jump right into episode 1 of the Sarah Jane Adventures.
My name's Maria Jackson, and this is Bannerman Road. I've just moved in with my dad after he and my mum got divorced.
So, is Bannerman Road named after Delta and the Bannerman?
I don't know.
A nod to it, basically.
Maybe.
Then...
Oh no, the Slitheen!
Very particular.
We're back.
Good morning, everybody.
You would never get away with that.
Jim Bean told us last night. Yet another reason to despise Jamie Oliver. Right.
Oh, cruel.
Yada, yada.
Poor Jamie Oliver.
Welcome back, everybody. So, what else? Oh, yeah. What a bright future you've all got.
This has gotten so much goofier.
I've signed up for this. The first meeting's tomorrow.
Lunchtime science club, and now I'm backing away.
Shut up! That's fucking funny.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Great. That leaves me with a P.
Oh,
Mine's off too, that is disgusting.
What's wrong with this place?
this is before you could just post all this on TikTok.
Something weird's going on here.
Goodbye. Repellent pubescence. Until tomorrow.
Many times teachers think those things but never say them out loud.
What about the cat?
It's a bit weird though, the headmaster keeps farting.
Really? What, noisy, smelly ones or silent but deadly?
Oh, I've got to go, love. Ivan's taking me to the pub. It's opera night tonight. The waiters sing while you're eating.
Sounds annoying.
With a flat battery. I'm not saying anything.
I'll get the candles.
Power
This
cut.
is before.
Yes.
This is before
Mr.
everyone had a
Responding. Computer just went.
flashlight in their pocket, or a torch, I suppose.
Okay.
Goes as far as I can see. Used to happen all the
Like a
time when I was a
menorah.
kid. Always when
Except
there's
it's only got
something
6
good on.
candles.
Remember once it went off
Yeah, they
right
didn't
when
last the
Mum
last 2 days.
just-
Teaching science on the planet Vic, where they still haven't worked out string theory. Oh, we chafed. Oh, shut up! Don't you get it? We're nearly there. One more step, and we destroy this planet.
Those two are having so much fun.
Oh, it's hopeless, Miss Smith. Even worse this term. I believe you had the wiring in your new block reinstalled. Didn't do any good. The computers keep crashing. And look,
Sorry about the subtitles. I had to go dig to find this episode.
Kids stink, acne and grease and coats and
Ugh.
crisps, but he smells.
Nobody knows how to shower yet.
I would love to see what that car is.
I had double math
No.
this afternoon.
It's about the size of the Vauxhall we had when we lived there.
What is it with you and I? I've seen weird people. I know weird people, but you two, you're beyond weird. Go find some normal people then.
So is this the guy that's going to replace the original girl?
Yeah.
Nobody connects you with the problem, so on you go.
I strongly advise you to leave right now, if you know what's good for you.
Is that a threat?
Yes.
What?
After all,
Oh, that's not normally the answer we expect.
why should I?
The kicker! Ah, there it is. Yeah.
Slitheen!
You are sad. Hiding from a teacher. What's he gonna do?
We'll give you a detention. Come on!
Yeah. It's not.
If you don't run, the smell of human fear.
Smack him. Eh.
And every door must have a door handle. About here.
Oh, that just worked. Good job.
Thanks. Is there a way out through here?
No, there's no way out.
Oh no. Oh, he's a little kid Slitheen. Okay, that one I think you can kick very easily.
I am a child of the Slitheen, and this is my hunt.
Alright. That's part one. We'll get straight into part two. The only thing I wanted to say is I looked up Sarah Jane's car. A Nissan Figaro.
Okay, not one that we sell here in the United States.
Oh, yeah. From 1991.
I've mentioned before, when we lived there, we bought a Vauxhall Victor. Tiny little car. If you think Mom's Volkswagen is small. Now, trust me, because my brother would have been like 15, I was 12 or 11. So, putting the four of us in that tiny little car, it'd be like the four of us trying to fit into the Volkswagen now.
Oh, yeah.
It was very tight.
Oh, yeah. Anywho, let's move on to part two. I'll give it a sec. Nobody question where I am, on what website this is on, and nobody tell the BBC. They'll be very cross. You know, it's funny because, you know, we have the Slitheen in Doctor Who, and now we have them here. And there's a part of me that's like, oh, what if the Slitheen were in Torchwood? It's like, they would be dead. They would have been shot many times.
Logo, the CBBC in the top, is that children's BBC or something?
I would assume so. It's funny that he's so much shorter than he was as a human.
I found a secret room.
Not now.
We'll come back to it later.
Look! Sarah Jane. I was wrong, it is aliens.
Yeah, I know.
Right, listen, she said you've got to make a smell. Make a big enough smell and you can get away.
What are we gonna do? Fart our way out?
Well, that's funny. What?
Okay, not the time.
Yes. Wolverine, pure masculine action.
They're repelled by cologne and perfume. Give them your gym socks.
Oh, yeah.
What's in there? And who's that woman?
Just leave us alone, okay?
The police won't leave you alone when I call them and tell them what happened. Show me.
Okay.
It's ironic because this is exactly what Maria was like last episode.
But we mustn't get carried away. First things first, we have the equation. Nothing can stop us. Now it begins.
Inhabitants of Rex.
That guy is so great at this.
Oh. Rex Pretorius.
Thank you.
What's in there?
I've got a theory. Mr. Smith could help.
Who's that, your dad?
Mr. Smith, I need you.
That's the chimney computer.
That sounds suspiciously like Back to the Future theme.
Eh.
Secret room. What was in there? Sarah Jane, I've done something really stupid. A really bad social mistake. I told the Slitheen how to destroy the world.
You didn't know.
Yeah, and how do we get past the Slitheen?
We bomb them?
Sarah Jane.
We don't have bombs.
I just picked up this report on an American news channel.
Breaking news. There's a massive loss of power on the west coast of North America. Los Angeles has gone dark.
It's starting.
I mean, they're fine. Tell me when it rains, then they're going to be freaking out.
Hello, Washington, D.C.
Howdy, London. Mr. Smith, give me everything you've got on the inhabitants
They don't speak like that in Washington, D.C. Can we say that?
They are a naturally hardy race. However, their bodies are notoriously hypersensitive to...
Oh, dang it.
The Prime Minister has promised that the blackouts will not affect the UK.
Oh.
Thank you. Famous last words, PM.
I hope that's the same Prime Minister from Torchwood.
It's got to be the vinegar.
Vinegar, that's acetic acid. Reacts with calcium.
The Slitheen are made of calcium. I'm right. It's the vinegar.
Kitchen!
Oh, good. You were useful. Welcome to the team.
Stand there and fight. So all this fighting alien stuff, you've been doing it for years.
Not now, Clyde.
What? You actually go up to your career guy at school and say, I want to defend the planet from alien invaders?
Not exactly.
So what happened? How did it stop?
It's a long story, and if we survive, I'll be happy to tell you.
What's going on? It's transduction.
That's not good.
Candles. For about 32.5 minutes.
Everyone's gonna die.
I told you we're going to stop them.
What, the four of us? With vinegar in plastic squeezies?
It's the best way to do it.
Lights are drawing in. You think it's the end of the world?
Look out there! The sun's blue. It's freezing. Where is Maria? Where is she?
It's like the first sensible thing she said in 2 episodes.
Human children, the stench of Haribo and chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
That's why we win.
Oh, a direct hit.
Oops.
No. Oh. Good job, Maria.
I did it.
You murdered him.
Exploded the headmaster.
It's every kid's dream.
Reset the system.
Oh, thank goodness. I mean, it would take 8 minutes for the effect to get to the Earth, but still, that's fine. Creative license.
The system's off.
Oh! She exploded too.
Some of the Slitheen got away. I saw them vanish.
The machine's useless now. We broke the chain.
Except there's buildings around the world with secret rooms and all that alien machinery inside.
Bye now. Left to the brig. Just sorted that. Some friends of mine are going to clear it all up.
Oh, good. Call unit.
The thing is, Clyde, you can't ever tell anyone about all these things. It's got to be our secret. Can I trust you?
Yeah. Promise.
Well, who's going to believe him anyway?
All systems are functioning normally. Beware your curiosity, boy.
Freak weather conditions.
This is probably fine.
Of the Earth's magnetic pulse.
That's the one. Mr. Smith, start a rumour. Insert the words temporary reversal of the Earth's magnetic poles into media reports.
Reverse the polarity.
I can't believe you can't tell anyone. And you lot need me. I can't believe you were going to save those Slitheen. They tried to destroy the entire planet. Billions of people. What was the big dilemma?
Bust up.
You were good. If anyone says you're not cool, I'll set them right.
Pros and cons with Clyde.
Okay.
Alrighty.
My first question.
Yes.
And you don't have to answer this. Is this literally going to be an Alien of the Week?
Yes.
Or, okay, it's not just they're going to also do other mysteries without aliens involved?
I don't think so. Okay. No, it's just aliens showing up throughout London. I mean, it's essentially the exact same format that Torchwood had at the beginning. So, it's what they do. In a sense, it's what Doctor Who does. It's just there's also the added benefit with Doctor Who of the change of location and a change of time. So,
well, I mean, I get it. It is geared towards a younger group, just like Doctor Who was in the beginning. But yeah, again, that's that same problem. Aliens every week in London should, arouse suspicions, not just from Sarah Jane and her group, but, UNIT, the British government. I mean, Beijing and Washington and San Francisco and Santiago and all the other places, they should have noticed something. So, it's
they're not always so like world threatening as this one. So they do tone down the scale a little bit.
Okay.
So this one was a big exception, especially for the premiere. Even though we had an episode before, but that doesn't count. But it does count, but it doesn't count. The main thing that doesn't count is Kelsey doesn't count. So she's out.
All right. So then, if you had not seen what we watched last week, then you wouldn't have known how Luke came into being.
Yeah. There was a break. I don't know how long of a break there was, but I mean, it's a weird thing that they kind of changed the format a little bit of like, well, that was a special episode that premiered on New Year's Eve, and now we have these, double episodes, things instead. It's strange, but yeah.
All right. Again, I don't want people who are watching us to think that we're literally trying to compare this to Doctor Who or especially to Torchwood. It is meant for a younger crowd, and we'll base our reactions, our responses off of that. But again, that's what began to worry me is if we're going to have literally world-threatening aliens every week, that is unsustainable.
Yeah, it will be more. I mean, there will be aliens every week, but yeah, it's not going to be this. They're in all the major cities of the world and they're going to destroy it, and the sun goes blue and cold and everything. It's like that was very special and specific for this episode.
Okay.
So, I mean, in the same way that Torchwood, not every week was the giant demon kaiju stomping Cardiff. So it is only the aliens, but not as big as this one.
Yeah.
But you got to go big for the Slitheen. They're the Slitheen. They're big by nature. So,
but weren't they only in Cardiff the last time around?
Well, they were the original two-parter. They were in London because they took over the government, and then the last time we saw, one of them had escaped and was in Cardiff.
Okay.
So, and that's before Jack had established Torchwood and technically it's before Jack had established Torchwood. I never thought about that. Because Jack was there. That was after the Empty Child two-parter where they first picked up Jack. But technically, when they landed in Cardiff there, and they met up with Mickey and everything, there was a version of Torchwood that existed in the Cardiff Bay, and there was a version of Jack who already worked at that Torchwood. So there were two versions of Jack Harkness in Cardiff at that point in that episode. We just didn't know it yet.
Yeah.
So I've never thought about that, but that is exactly how that works. So
okay, so the new young man is Clyde?
Yes.
All right. He's good. The thing is about Kelsey was that she was more acerbic, acidic. She was she backtalked.
Well,
much more like the one after Martha. Donna.
Yeah.
That I thought was going to work because not just going along like this young man says, I've seen a lot now and I think you're cool and I'll back you up and everything. But Kelsey was like, you guys are a bunch of idiots, and if it weren't for me, you'd all be dead, sort of thing. So
yeah.
I kind of like that. So I'll have to see how he develops.
Clyde is kind of like that, but they definitely tone that down from how they started with Kelsey. So I think just most people did not enjoy that with Kelsey. So, but there's some stuff. There's some stuff with Clyde. Clyde is sort of the straight man of the group, which is interesting because you'd think Maria would be the straight man, but Clyde kind of fills that role, especially opposite Luke a lot. So, but yeah, the return of everyone's favorite villains, the Slitheen.
And here's the thing. Having taught children that age, including you were in my class, a teacher audibly farting in class would literally have been the end of any discipline in that class. All right, there are certain things that you cannot do in front of children if you're in a position of authority, because they will never take you seriously again.
Well,
the British education system may be different, but no, that, to me, oddly enough, that was the hardest thing to accept, is that they would have never let him forget that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, just because it's, part of the Slitheen and everything, it's just it's a thing of he doesn't care enough. So, but yeah, I do also like the twist that they have a little Slitheen too, because you don't expect it. You just expect, you're watching this like, all right, we have to find, like, if you see like the fattest guy possible, then that's probably a Slitheen. But then it's just like, oh, here's this kid and stuff, and it's just like, you don't think about it until he starts doing that. I was like, wait a minute, this kid's a little overweight. Ah, dang it, they tricked me. They had a little Slitheen in there too. So, and I mean, good on them for having an actual small costume as well. I mean, I assume these are just the reused costumes from Doctor Who. So, but yeah, and then because it's interesting. I think in Doctor Who, the only way they defeated the Slitheen was just blowing them up, because they redirected. They had Mickey hack into the military. I never remember how he does this. Mickey's just that good. And then they just launched a missile at Downing Street and killed them. Whereas here, they just used the vinegar to blow them up from the inside out. And it's just,
I was trying to think, because when they started talking about calcium and what is it, sodium? Is it sodium chloride or sodium? Anyhow, salt.
Yeah.
And I was trying to think, well, that's a base, so they would need something acidic. So I would have thought any acid basically could have done that.
Yeah. So
but yeah, put some malt vinegar on them and fry them up, serve them with chips.
I feel like this is also the difference between British and American television for kids, where it's like, I don't know if you could have gotten away with that, blowing someone up in an American show. Granted, there weren't many American shows that were like this show. So,
and what year was this?
This would have been 2007, I think, by now.
Was Batman Begins out by this time? When did that come out?
That was like 2004, I think.
Because remember, the classic line at the end of that one, when Ra's al Ghul says, "You're not going to kill me," and Batman looks at him and says, "No, but I don't have to save you either." That's essentially what's applying here. We're not going to kill you.
Yeah.
We're just not going to save you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Sarah Jane was definitely conflicted about that, but yeah, it's interesting, especially, I don't know, because I'm trying to think, like, what is the equivalent American show to this? And it's like, we really didn't have a lot, because in America, for kids, we mostly had cartoons. Like, I mean, if you got a live action show, it'd be like Blue's Clues, and even that's like half live action,
There would have been Power Rangers. Wasn't that live action?
Yeah, I guess Power Rangers. I don't know enough about Power Rangers, so maybe there was more of that, but yeah. I guess that's true. And plus, I could also see, like, whatever review boards or something being like, well, they're aliens. When they blow up, it's, green chunks and stuff everywhere. It's like, it's not red, so it works.
And I'm going to apologize in advance for this comment, but how did they miss somebody saying, "Oh, they've been blown to smithereens"?
Yeah, I could have seen something like that. It sounds like something Clyde would say. So, but yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Anything else for this one?
I got nothing.
Then
I have to say, it's very funny though. On top of everything else, very, very funny.
Yeah. So that's that, and we will move on to the next one.
Who's there?
The nun. Creepy nun.
Help me. She's here.
Kick her. Oh, it's a ghost nun.
I spent 5th grade at a Catholic school, but fortunately didn't have a nun for a teacher. We had a novice, novitiate, whatever they. But my older brother had a nun, and she carried a yardstick with her and used to rap his knuckles all the time when he got into trouble.
So, will there be a photographer? You wouldn't think it, but I was in all the papers once. Miss Ealing of 1951.
The year I was born.
I have to talk to them.
And you're planning on staying here, are you?
Well, where else am I going to go?
Literally anywhere else.
Mum!
This poor man.
Don't quite understand her affection for her mother, considering how much of a twit her mother is.
And she's no ghost.
I finally figured out this kid reminds me of
different about you.
one of the guys in Drake and Josh.
Right. I've seen unusual people before.
I guess, yeah. Yeah. Same era, just about, so. It's that old Drake hair.
I'm your mum, Marie. I'm just trying to protect you.
I don't need you to protect me.
Come on, darling. Every girl needs her mum.
Yeah? How come you walked out on me then?
Maria?
Get out! Get out!
That's better.
Yeah, wait a sec.
Way technology's moving. By the time I'm 40, I can get my brain put in a robot and live forever.
Oh.
Well.
Well, maybe I want her to get to know my friends so she doesn't think they're weird anymore. And maybe I don't want her to go back with Ivan. But that's never going to happen, is it? Because you've got a bit of paper.
It's not his fault. She's the one who ran out. He's an innocent man.
Events get recorded on their surroundings, then under certain circumstances they get played back.
Like in Wood.
Sarah Jane, are you aware that Luke has brought an unidentified element of alien technology into the attic?
What?
Well, I didn't know it was alien.
Luke!
That's not a church.
And you're sure it was the talisman?
Maybe it's a mega church. You don't know.
I saw her get...
It's not even really an abbey.
Oh, it's Voldemort.
Your husband.
Yes. He used to say the Centaurans were the silliest looking race in the galaxy. What did you say? She's always going on about monsters and spacemen.
She's seen Centaurans.
What's a Centaur?
The silliest race in the galaxy, that's what I used to say.
They look like potatoes.
Huge potato.
Yep.
Abbey roofs don't fix themselves. That's one miracle we're still working on.
Well, I always give to needy causes. You could say it's a good habit of mine.
Oh, bad pun.
Ow. Stick the bells.
Medusa was killed by Perseus as a challenge.
The Greeks were always dishing out challenges to each other. I think it must be a man thing. But this one really had to be a tough one.
Every Greek myth is
Warrior
like this.
after warrior had tried to slay. You couldn't run, you couldn't attack, your body was already turning to stone. And there was nothing you could do to stop it. One glance was all it took. Terrifying.
It's a reverse of a weeping angel.
Don't run away, Luke. I won't hurt you. I just want to have a little chat.
Kick him.
What about? Don't listen to her, Luke. No way is she really a nun.
Whatever else would it be?
I don't know, but I bet you ain't got legs under them robes. Just a bunch of slimy tentacles or something.
Oh, Luke.
So it's an alien. Remember what I said?
I think that was a hearse.
What else is a nun gonna drive?
That's really not even a castle, I don't think. It's like a manor house. I think.
This is the only thing that could get permission to film that, probably. You know, I feel like after this, the kids need to join like a martial arts club or something.
Couldn't hide. It's Peter Capaldi.
Is that how she controls you? I mean, looking after a Gorgon isn't exactly normal for a bunch of nuns, is it?
I'd shut up if I were you. Or the abbess might show you her idea of solving a problem like Maria.
Nasty little Sound of Music reference there.
Now look on the face of the Gorgon and feel your flesh turn to stone.
Like, close your eyes. No.
Door was open.
Oh! Alrighty, that is part 1.
Okay.
Nobody pay attention to where we are watching this, okay? They don't offer the Sarah Jane Adventures on streaming anywhere. I had to be creative. Here we are.
Listen to me, Maria. You are not going to lose it. You are not going to fall apart. Do you understand me? Whatever has happened to your father, there is one thing I've learned after all these years. There is always a chance. Do you hear me?
Mum was right. I shouldn't have had anything to do with you.
Okay, you're not listening
It's
to me.
all your fault.
Houses were built with escape rooms and secret passages. Houses like this one.
I want an escape route. It would be cool.
Put the candle back.
The molecular transmutation isn't yet stable, but I don't know how to do it.
Well, you've got to work it out. You've got to save my dad.
I'm not sure there is sufficient time. My
There's a lot of
scan
Dr.
suggests
Stone.
molecular stable.
Oof. The only thing that's been down here are the spiders.
And rats.
Yeah.
Why don't you get garden gnomes like everyone else?
Doesn't work on wood.
Yeah.
Oh, nice effect.
Oh god, the go!
Cosmic toilet bowl.
Good.
Oh jeez, the kicker! You missed!
He didn't look at her.
Stop bringing some pepper spray with you.
But you're no, not for me. What do you think I'm going to do? Pat my nose while you take on that monster? It's for you.
For me.
That's how Perseus defeated her.
These days.
Oh, it's like a Zelda game.
Where am I? What's going on?
Oh, they've been freed. Good flush.
What about your father?
Come on.
Well... Oh.
Dad!
He's alive. He's just unconscious.
He's a bit knackered.
Quickly, we have to get him out of here before he comes round.
Do you know what that woman has in her lounge? It's shocking. Come.
What?
A statue of Dad.
Statue of me, but why?
He's a nutter. Mum, there isn't a statue.
Agnes Nutter.
Pity, really. I think I'd look good as one of those Greek statues.
Alrighty. This is the Eye of the Gorgon.
Okay. Well, I have to say, I like this, of the essentially 3 basic episodes we've watched so far. This one makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because, again, rooted in a mythology that has been around for at least 2,000 years, maybe more. It used the element of the mirror, which is how Perseus managed to kill Medusa. Yes, there were more than one. I remember Steno was actually like an abused woman or something, if I recall correctly. It's a story I haven't thought about in 35 years. But it makes way more sense than Alien of the Week. Even though this was an alien, it kept her under wraps, pretty much. The idea that she had control of the sisters, and when the control was broken, the sisters went, "Where are we? What are we doing here?" So I mean, it just I think overall it was a more grounded script than the first two that we watched.
Yeah.
And very enjoyable.
Yeah. This is definitely where it really starts feeling like old Third Doctor episodes, where it's just like, all right, can't go to space, can't go back in time. What do we do? You know, and they go around. Remember the one where there was like some hill or something where like demons were. There were like demons in there.
Yeah.
It probably was just the demons. It was another Master episode too.
Yeah.
And so there was like all this speculation about like what are they going to uncover and everything. And so the Doctor went down there and Joe went down there. Eventually Unit ended up down there, and there's all these different things. That's what a lot of Sarah Jane Adventures episodes feel like, just with a more modern twist, and obviously the more kid-friendly twist as well.
No, and I like the reference to the potato head Sontarans.
Well, yeah.
I will say that there were some moments that I thought were a bit intense for the average audience that this was supposed to be. No, nothing, there's no gore, flying bits and pieces of human flesh, but I went, ooh, that's just a tad over the line from what I would think. But I mean, I enjoyed it because, we're adults, but I thought, wow, that might have been really scary.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of those things you can go back, because sometimes I think, like, with shows like this, I'm like, man, the British, maybe they're just a bit more hardcore with their kids, they just can allow a bit more, because I think about, like, American standards of, like, kids shows, and I'm just like, well, they're not really, but then again, I also think about some of the stuff from when I was a kid. We had, Avatar: The Last Airbender, which was very mature. We even had the Clone Wars, which racked up a body count every episode and stuff. So it's like, I guess it's, it depends on what you're comparing with kids shows, Like, obviously, yeah, there's not going to be a body count in Blue's Clues, but this isn't a Blue's Clues equivalent,
This reminds me of that joke in The Big Bang Theory. Bernadette's father, who's a former policeman, shows Howard a picture and says, "Tell me how many bodies you see in this picture." And he kind of looks at it for a minute, and the father-in-law says, "It's a trick question, because it's a fraction." It's like, ew.
Yeah, so.
Now, okay, one last thing. I realize the Sphinx statue is in Egypt. The story of the Sphinx was set in Greece, though. The story of Oedipus and the Sphinx and how he answered her riddle and everything. So when they found the talisman in Egypt...
Well, they found the talisman in Syria.
In Syria, okay.
Specifically. So, yeah, she references going to Egypt with Edgar, but...
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should have been Greece. It should have been somewhere in the Grecian mainland.
The Gorgons were... Initially, I guess they landed in Greece. One of them seemingly was killed by Perseus. The other one died 50 years ago when the talisman was found. But the talisman, for whatever reason, was in Syria 50 years ago. And that's where Edgar found it and gave it to B. So,
and again, that's from teaching world history, and you've got a history degree. I don't know that the average 11 or 12-year-old would have known that much about the history. In fact, didn't somebody say, why don't they teach this in your schools anymore?
Yeah, because that's what B said when she gave the mirror to Maria.
Yeah.
Because she's like, well, what do I need this for? And it's like, what are they teaching you in these schools,
Haven't you seen Clash of the Titans?
Yeah, so...
Either one. The original version is better, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion.
I don't really remember I say newer one. That was probably like 20 years ago now when they made that, but there was... Was the original one, was that the one with the stop motion and everything? So, yeah, those... that's always fun to see. Just what they had to do some of that stuff back in the day. But yeah, no, I don't think, Maria, a normal girl in Ealing, is going to be watching Clash of the Titans. Unless Alan puts it on for whatever reason. I don't even think Alan would have watched it, so... I don't know.
Now, I know, because I said something, in the Doctor Who that we've watched, there's a wonderful old British character actor named Tim Pigott-Smith, and he was in Clash of the Titans, and then I recognized him when he did Doctor Who, and I can't remember which Doctor that was.
Well,
anyway.
I guess the other things for this episode, one, we had a little bit of, and this didn't really go anywhere, but, Luke kind of blowing it a bit of, getting into the hearse that the nuns drive around in. But it's just like, come on, Luke. Like, I know we're still very early days with him. He's still learning things.
Well,
so
that's again, it's not that he's stupid. He's naive. He doesn't have the background. He's literally, like Vision says at the end of Age of Ultron, well, I was born yesterday.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have the accumulated knowledge. Now, they could probably plug him into Mr. Smith and bring him up to date on a lot of that stuff, and he would process it. He would internalize it very quickly because, after all, he's an artificial creation. But yeah, Clyde saying, you're really stupid. How could you do that? It's because he didn't know any better.
Yeah, so.
And he didn't know. He said, I promised me that I wouldn't tell anybody, and I didn't tell them. No, but you said something that they understood that you had it.
Yeah, so it's an education that he's getting with Clyde. So, and then the other thing would be Maria's mom. I don't even fully remember her name. I think it was Chrissy, maybe. But it's frustrating. It's very frustrating to watch. I mean, it becomes an interesting lesson, because she's, because Maria has the frustrations with her. She has frustrations with Alan as well, for just basically just washing his hands of everything. It's like, well, she's not my wife anymore, and it's like, well, I don't get that choice, when it comes to her being my mom. And then obviously Chrissy having to realize that she is, she's not technically a part of this family anymore. She is, but she can't just drop in like everything, is still the way it was. Yeah. So it's interesting, but you're right, because like from the instant where it's like, well, I gotta crash here, and you just look at Alan and it's just like, this poor man, it's like he's clearly trying to be rid of her. That's why they got a divorce in the first place. Yeah. And it was all her fault for, running off with Ivan. And then it's just like it's then even more frustrating when Maria seems to be happy enough that she's there, but it's complicated for a child of divorce like Maria is. So, yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting part. Obviously, it's the lesser part of the ancient Greek monsters that are attacking Ealing, but still,
that was one of the things I liked about. I told you that Kevin Hearn series that I was reading is that it really delves into literally every one of the pantheons. It talks about the Irish, it talks about the Greeks, it talks about the Romans, it talks about the Chinese and the Japanese and the Indian. So it was just because in this the idea, even the Native Americans, in the idea of this entire series is all of these gods actually exist, but they only exist so long as people believe in them. And once people stop believing in them, they tend to recede into the background. And ultimately, he says, there are religions that have disappeared. But you can literally create, and this new series that I was reading, the Ink and Sigil, basically what happens is they create a new god by simply saying, here's what it is. We believe in it. They invite people to come in for tea and cookies, and she talks about Lornog. And the more people who join into this, what appears to be just, a social gathering, the more people who buy into that, though, it literally creates this monstrous god who is a very nice person until you are not nice to him, and then he eats you.
Yeah. I know there's a show, I haven't watched it, but there's kind of a show, it's like a superhero show that kind of does that too, where it's like the superheroes' powers are basically, they're based on how much like support he gets from the public. So it's like the more he gets, the more stronger he can be to fight the villains. And there's another show called Chainsaw Man, where it's very similar, where there's these like devils that walk around the earth, and the thing is like there can be a devil for anything. There can be the Coca-Cola bottle devil, and it's just like, well, that sounds kind of stupid, but the thing is, the more powerful the devil is based on how scary the object is. So the main character basically becomes the chainsaw devil because chainsaws are terrifying, and the biggest the biggest threat in the world is the gun devil, which they specifically said first cropped up in America. And I was like, yeah, it would, wouldn't it? It definitely would. So, and then as for, every, mythology and everything being true, there's also a video game series called God of War that kind of does that thing where it's basically about this god named Kratos. He's supposed to be the Greek god of war, basically, and he basically goes around and kills. That's what all the games are, basically, is him killing all of the gods. And eventually they did a new version where he's much older and he has a son, and they've moved away from Greece and everything, I think because they were running out of gods to kill. And eventually he runs into Loki and Thor and everything and has to face them. But he's not the, battle-hungry god he used to be. He's more, jaded and everything. So, I don't know. People say it's really interesting, but I've yet to play the God of War games. So, but yeah. You got anything else for this one?
I got nothing for this one.
Then we might as well move on to the next one. I don't know I forgot what the next one's called, but we'll get to that, and we'll do the transition.
Bring me more. I need more. So many more children.
It shall be done, mistress.
It's like the 4, 5, 6.
At breakfast times, I am so hungry I could murder a bowl of cornflakes. Does that make me a serial killer? You're not laughing.
It wasn't very funny.
It's kind of funny.
But I've been studying jokes.
Come on, Luke.
There you go. Cut price vouchers in case you change your mind.
Thank you.
Thanks. Come on.
I'll get you, my pretty. Your little friend, too.
Just bring me children.
Okay. Alright.
The corporal.
Lawrence Corporal.
And did you know his father was in the army, was killed in Iraq? Nicknames aren't always funny, Clyde. Yeah, well, I hope this boy didn't run away because he was bullied.
Hey, don't get all over me about it. It was Luke that made up the nickname.
People laughed when I came up with it. I thought that was good.
It wasn't Luke's fault, and no one knew about Lance's dad. He didn't tell anyone. He didn't have much to do with any of us. Most break times he was too busy with his Nintendo.
I made a joke.
His priorities right there.
I hurt him. Maybe Lance wanted friends, just like I did. Instead, probably made him run away.
Oh no, Luke.
So this is why you have to use the safer slang like skibbity and 6'7". Now, if you don't mind, I've had an aneurysm.
Now, this friend of Lance Metcalf's, Brandon. Do you know him?
An imitation Space Invaders from Atari.
Legally distinct Space Invaders. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how this episode works even in 2007. Do kids still go to arcades in 2007?
You shall have what you need, mistress. Soon you shall have all the
Giant
children
praying
you
mantis.
need.
What are we doing here exactly?
Pass me that spanner. What do you know about energy?
It can't be created or destroyed.
Very good. Now,
Spanner, by the way, is a wrench here in these States.
Yeah, I know that one.
Oh, good.
Things are so complex.
Complex? You want to be grateful your old man didn't run off with your Aunt Melba. Just listen to me. I'm an expert in complex.
So you can explain things to me.
Just ask Encyclopedia Clyde Danica. Go on, anything you want. Take your best shot.
What's the purpose of games?
Why play games?
They're fun.
This.
Yeah.
This looks like war, but it's a game. Why?
Because it's not
Just
war.
a laugh.
And humans are by nature competitive.
Yeah.
Punch him.
Poke his eyes.
ta-da! Ah, right. This is where Brandon got caught in the rain. Come on, let's get her going.
Okay.
And how did you haul that gigantic thing up on top of the hill by yourself?
Now,
without Maria seeing it?
right switch to 15 and the middle to 2.6. Now then.
Got a couple of brass instruments there.
Fire! What's happening? It works! My gosh,
raining pennies from heaven.
Last man standing kind of thing. But I still don't get the point. You just wait till the adrenaline starts pumping. You'll see.
Ah, yes, laser tag.
Do laser tags still exist?
Yes.
Are you going for it? Looks like he's got something to prove.
Okay, this is starting to look like the last Starfighter.
Warrior blood.
Yeah, beginner's luck, I guess. Maybe we should go again. I thought you said it was for kids. Yeah, it is, but it's all part of your education.
Yeah, you are
I'm not
kids.
enjoying it.
Welcome to the unique gaming experience that is Combat 3000. Zap those drones.
Hi,
Not a lot of money
I'd like
here.
to book a party. I've heard a lot about this place. Apparently, it's the nuts.
Okay, let's agree to never say that ever again.
Oh, well, if I were you, you don't want to come here. It's mental. Used to be lovely and peaceful till Mr. Grantham took over.
Mr. Grantham?
A lovely, peaceful
Him and his
laser
partner, Mr.
laser tag.
Kudlak. Welcome to the unique gaming experience.
Oh no, Mandalorians.
Just a moment, please. Just a moment. Little Libby. Last request.
Oh,
We don't have much time.
kick him.
We have to find that transporter and
Grab
shut
his
it down.
gun.
Be proud of him.
Where have you sent them? Where?
Into darkness.
Alrighty. That is part 1.
Again, you've seen The Last Starfighter, haven't you? Or have you?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, we need to watch that then. Set in a trailer park somewhere out in the western United States, if I recall. And in the trailer park front office, there's this video game called The Last Starfighter, and this kid, breaks all the records. And it turns out it's a recruitment for an actual starfighter to come up and fight against the evil Empire. One of those 80s films that everybody in the 80s saw.
That is the right episode, isn't it? Well, I hope so, because it doesn't look like the right episode. Let's find out.
4 children have disappeared recently. 4 cities where there's a combat 3000 every time.
Slight little advertisement before the episode.
Help me get my boy back.
When we get out of season 1, I'll have better copies of each episode.
Kudlak was badly injured and forced to leave the front line.
Which still doesn't tell us why he's taken Luke and Clyde.
Well, maybe it does. Remember what Grantham said in his office. Children love war games. An old soldier like Kudlak, he wouldn't just retire.
Isn't this also like
He's
Ender's
been here
Game?
recruiting. What? I think
Maybe.
he's looking for soldiers. Mr. Smith, do you have a trace on the storm today when Luke and Clyde were taken?
Yes, I have been monitoring weather conditions across the country.
Is it possible to track the transmap beam to calculate where it's taken the boys?
Detection of such a transmission trail would require synchronous data scraping in all 11 dimensions around Combat 3000.
Can you do it?
Of course. 1 minute.
You're helping that monster press young children into a war like it is a waste, just for money.
It's what makes the galaxy go round.
Oh, you're despicable.
And you.
You're despicable.
You are done for.
Ah, good job.
Just stick with me. I'll look up for you.
He's got a gun.
Oh, yeah.
Can he blast his way out? Oh, like that?
I was gonna say, it's high quality wood.
It's plywood.
Where the heck are we? Where do we go?
This way.
Why this way? Why not?
Good point.
The transporter could have sent them right across the galaxy to the Uvodny world.
But they're in space. It doesn't matter whether it's Earth's orbit or the planet of the apes. Unless
The Earth
you've
is
got
the
a friend
planet of the
that
apes.
said that
Oh, spoiler, sorry.
Yeah.
And so are Luke and Clyde.
Maria, we're going to get them back.
How?
Mr. Grantham is going to help us.
I mean, honestly, it's a good thing Torchwood hasn't shot them down.
I love the smell of humans in the morning.
What are we doing here? And what's with all this worrying
Smells like
stuff? All we did was
BO
read
and
Game of Thrones
Doritos.
attack. No offense, but I think you're getting a bit mixed up here. Back in the arena, we were playing.
And what is play if it is not a preparation for life?
That's true.
Fight your own war. It's got nothing to do with us.
I mean, it's supposed to be an escape from life.
You won't be so cocky when you go down for abducting all those children.
So you're going to tell the police that I helped some butt-ugly alien send kids to war in a galaxy far, far away.
She's gonna tell worse than police.
And then there will be peace.
A man like you should not dream of peace, General Kudlak. Without war, the cosmos has no need of us. Prepare the recruits for transportation to the front.
The whole point of the army is to make itself useless.
It's incredible. Even after everything I've seen, I never thought I'd see this.
Maybe if everybody could see the Earth from up here, they might appreciate it more. Come on, Maria, we have to go.
It's pretty wishful thinking, but some people would look at the Earth and be like, yep, this belongs to me and only me.
In The Once and Future King by T.H. White, when Arthur changes into a bird, the thing he notices is there are no borders. There's no such thing as a political border.
Oh, yeah.
Peace does not compute.
What?
Peace does not compute. Peace does not compute.
Mistress.
Oh, she's not real.
You never expected the war to end. Your computers were never programmed to recognize it when it happened.
Peace is an anomaly.
And that's a Star Trek episode. The computers fight a war for 500 years. People voluntarily go and be incinerated.
The ones I sent far away and that still survive. Perhaps I can return them and one day find some peace for myself.
In theory, they should just be chilling on a planet.
General Kudlak.
I'm not much of a hero's welcome. Who cares? We're back.
Alright. No more laser tag. Go buy a PSP.
Some of these kids need to go back to their own cities.
Well,
That was a kiss. You saved our skin, Luke. You deserved it. In fact...
man, that was nuts. In a good way.
I've been thinking about something else. You know you said anything I wanted to know. Just ask, right?
Encyclopedia Clydanica. I'm your man.
Tell me about girls.
Oh, man.
That's the one thing he knows nothing about.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Alright, well, again, I saw Last Starfighter, Ender's Game. I can't remember the name of the Star Trek episode, but they land on a planet where a war's been going on for 500 years, conducted by computers. When a space is supposedly hit by alien bombs, all the people in that sector simply report to an incinerator and let themselves be killed. And, you know, Kirk and Spock and Dr. McCoy and all the rest of them go, this is insane. They said, yes, but we're doing this simply to, you know, prevent a wider war. It's like, what if you just stop the war? It's like,
Well, yeah.
That never occurred to anybody.
I mean, even just like, if you're going to do all of this and the computer is going to simulate everything, it's like, maybe a less violent way. You know, like, you'll figure out who the losers are and what they have to do afterwards, but just like, I don't know, simulate a game of chess for a little while, not incinerating people, but yeah, it's an interesting one, definitely, especially with Kudlak. I like that he's not just Mr. Evil Bugman. So,
well, and one of the nicest things about that is he ultimately does what a real general's, you know, real generals are not like the current, you know, Secretary of War or Defense we have now. One of these guys who's, you know, hepped up on testosterone, who says, you know, the United States is going to conquer everybody. A real general literally is in the business of putting himself out of business. All right? The idea is to preserve the peace, not to create war.
Well, yeah.
And he realizes that at the end. He says, you know, this is not, I have not been doing the honorable thing, and I give myself over for my punishment. And Sarah Jane says, you don't deserve to be punished because you were deceived. So
yeah. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I also like the whole the children, they want war, and it's like, well, no. And this gets into Luke asking why do people play games? It's like, it's just a bit of fun, and it's feeling that thrill, that adrenaline, that competition, but there's not serious consequences of actually killing people.
Now, there are those who said that this was back in the 80s, when the Reagan administration came in, and they had that whole thing about video games lead to violence in children, they grow up to be sociopaths and all that. That's nonsense.
Yeah. The funny thing is, the video game industry is now like the biggest entertainment industry of all of them, because there's so many video games, and people are putting so much money into it, and people are spending so much money, and it's like, yeah, there's a difference between going in and being a top player in Call of Duty and going to the Middle East and shooting people. There is a very, very clear difference. And now, granted, Call of Duty, going online in Call of Duty still sucks, but for different reasons than going into the army.
Now, I will say, I've seen recently, over the last 10, 15 years, that the armed services are literally recruiting a lot of the best game players to operate the drones and things like that. In the event that there is a war, these are going to be people who will essentially save the greater number of people by eliminating the smallest number of people. Now, and again, you can say, because there's always going to be some people who are aggressors, Well, yeah. And, it's like in World War II. Back up there, Teddy Roosevelt was fond of a very old African proverb that said, talk softly, but carry a big stick, and you will go far. That there comes a time when you have to act. That's what the world realized in 1938 when the Nazis invaded Poland and precipitated World War II. At some point, there's simply no other way than to fight aggression with aggression. You cannot keep appeasing these people. So I'm not condemning warriors. I'm not condemning armed services, but again, the true meaning of a warrior, of a general, of all armed forces, is to essentially put themselves out of business.
Yeah, and even still, it's like, war and everything, it should not be the first thing that you think of.
It's always the last resort.
Yeah. Funny enough, we just recently finished watching Vinland Saga, and that was a very major theme towards the end of season 2, is, what should be the first option. And Thorfinn, who was a warrior, is now at this point where it's like, eventually, yes, violence is the last resort, but you have to find everything else beforehand. Yeah. So,
and by the way, talk about a sad coincidence. We are recording this on the same day where we learned that the United States just apparently bombed Venezuela and kidnapped their president and his first lady and brought them to the United States. So we'll see where that goes.
So, by the time you're watching this, you're not, because we're all dead, which means none of this will be any of our problems anymore. So, but I don't know. Maybe you're watching this, in the wreckage and the ruins. So someone, I don't know. There's got to be some place, someone. It's whoever is currently stationed in Antarctica. They'll survive they'll survive the nuclear war, and the nuclear winter won't affect them anyway. It's already winter there in Antarctica. So,
no, I don't think this is going to devolve into anything worse. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. What it is going to do is it damages the reputation of the United States very badly. Yeah. And again, just because some guys have too much testosterone.
So, if any of you have some spare couches and are willing to take in Americans who don't want to be here anymore, we're your guys. We're your guys. Don't worry.
Canadian viewers, you're first up.
Yep, it's Canadian viewers first. then the UK, and then every other place that speaks English until we're forced to learn another language, which we can. We can. It's just, for swiftness' sake. Anyway. Anything else about this one?
No. Again, I thought it started off kind of weird, but again, nice message at the end of it.
Yeah. So, and I mean, good stuff. As we say, for a show aimed at children. Like we definitely weren't getting anything like this in America. I don't think. Like, there's nothing very comparable to the lessons that you get in here, unless you get something like, I guess, sort of the closest thing would be like Avatar: The Last Airbender, but that's a very different tone, even just from the Sarah Jane Adventures. Yeah. So, but still, I guess kind of similar, and that also being animation. But yeah, all good stuff from the Sarah Jane Adventures.
Yeah, I don't recall any children-oriented science fiction fantasy stuff.
Yeah, so.
I mean, we had Wizards of Waverly Place and The Sweet Life of Zack and... I mean, just garbage, just fluff.
I mean, I guess those were just more sitcoms than anything else. Yeah. And it's
Hannah Montana.
Yeah, so it's... there were a lot of those, especially on the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
And then... Yeah, I mean, I guess Nickelodeon had its fair share of sitcoms. They had Drake and Josh and iCarly and stuff. You probably get... I mean, you get some good episodes out of those, but again, not really like what we watched here.
Yeah.
And Cartoon Network for the longest time just didn't have live action television, because they're called Cartoon Network. Eventually they did, though. That was when Cartoon Network got a new CEO, and that was when everything went to hell and they've never recovered. And I'm not even sure Cartoon Network really exists anymore.
It does.
They just air Teen Titans Go all the time.
Well, it's like MTV. Just on the 31st of December, MTV stopped its worldwide distribution of music television, and now it's gone to this, reality TV and all the other crap that they put on. It's not worth watching anymore. Now, I was, in 1980, I would have been in my 30s when MTV first came on the air. I didn't watch it all the time, but it was fun. I grew up in the late 50s, early 60s, 70s. I love that music. But they got out of that and started doing, what was it, The Real World and stuff like that. Jersey Shore.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that is the thing. Like, and especially too with, I mean, I guess Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon are kind of in the same boat, where like Cartoon Network just airs Teen Titans Go all the time, and Nickelodeon just airs SpongeBob all the time, and like they don't have programs really anymore.
Yeah.
And it's especially bad for Cartoon Network, because it's like, well, okay, but you would think that, well, there's still a good number of Cartoon Network shows, old cartoons, from the early 2000s and stuff. Those should all be on streaming, right? Warner Brothers hates cartoons so much. They take all their cartoons off of HBO Max. It is ridiculous. I think like the only thing they still have on there are DC animated shows and the Looney Tunes. And I think because they are contractually obligated, A, by DC, and B, I mean, they're the Looney Tunes. What else is Warner Brothers but the Looney Tunes? And it's just like, but that's it. And if they could, I think they would get rid of them.
Now, I have heard a rumor that there might be a reunion of the regular show, if any of you are viewers of the regular show.
Yeah, it should be something like that. Yeah. So,
and again, I may have mentioned this before, one of my friends is the voice of Rigby the Raccoon, William Salyers. He was here in Oklahoma City before he moved out to, well, I guess first he went to Seattle and then he moved to LA, and he's been there for quite some time now.
Well, yeah.
I still communicate with him regularly.
Well, yeah. So, well, I guess that's that.
That's it.
So we will move on to the next one and cue a transition. I haven't even started editing these yet. I am like really behind on these, so I gotta get moving.
Well, here we go.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you I built my own skateboard back in the 67-68 school year? I didn't like it, though. I mean, I tried it because everybody was doing it.
Loyal.
I never did any of that.
And so is Tony Hawk. I forgot what this episode was.
The meteor will be in range of the magnetic pulse at 2:45 p.m. tomorrow. All systems are prepared.
You see? No worries.
I know, but you can't help thinking if it wasn't for Sarah Jane, we'd all be dead.
Well, you don't know about
Go
Torchwood.
put the kettle on.
It's beautiful. Where'd you get it?
Remember that Varen soothsayer we helped fly home the other week? It's from him.
What's it for?
I don't know. He said...
It's a soothsayer. It tells you the sooth.
Remember, whatever that means.
Nothing but the sooth. The whole sooth.
Yeah, if you have multiple suits, they're actually Seath.
Is that it then?
It's a box. Congratulations, you solved the puzzle.
Look what I got down from the loft.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. Dad!
What? So I'm too old, am I?
Just don't use it anywhere near me.
Just wear some padding.
Once I start painting, I can't stop. Try me again a bit later, eh? You can help me get things ready for the party. Sandwiches won't batter themselves.
Is Luke there?
Who?
Oh, no.
You're right,
It's
love.
Discount Sarah Jane.
Maria?
It's the one you get from the dollar store, not from Target.
Clyde. 0770000.
Oh, she actually knows the number.
Maria, come on, I think you and me should just go back to the house.
But Sarah Jane lives here. In this house with her son Luke. Where are they? Mr. Smith, I need you.
Oh. No Mr. Smith, no K9, no nothing.
Ah, yes. The old school libraries.
Right, what have you got?
Maybe Andrea did say something about the accident.
Well, that must be it.
And that nightmare. Perhaps I've got it all mixed up. I'm really sorry. Of course I know Andrea.
Maria. I've been so worried.
Right. Now why don't you just go on your skateboard, and I'm going to go do other stuff.
I'm gonna sort things out. I'm gonna work out how time got changed. I'm gonna find Sarah Jane, and then I'm gonna bring her back. And nothing is gonna stop me.
1964, William Hartnell would have been there.
It's Christmas future. Ugh, with teeth.
Why doesn't she remember the cube?
Oh,
there
you
it
go.
is.
Yes. I've been so thick.
The soothsayer knew this would happen. Ah! Kick it!
Got a little golem chasing her. Nobody sees this.
Oh
no, the fisheye.
Oh no.
Chrissy, stop this now. Maria is our daughter.
There is no Maria. Maria doesn't exist.
That's what it feels like. Oh. Where are we now? Oh. Good job.
Ah, the kinks.
You alright? You look a bit lost. I think I am. I was in London. I'm Maria Jackson.
Pleased to meet you, Maria. I'm Sarah Jane Smith.
You found her! Alrighty. That's part one.
Okay. Again, 1964. Well, the Doctor would have been around somewhere.
Well, 1964. No, they already had it out by then. So.
So Sarah Jane is about Susan's age?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, the age that Susan presents herself as. We have no idea how old Susan was, actually.
Didn't I read somebody said that that Caroline Ford was actually like 22 years old and already had a baby?
Probably, yeah.
Your house. Get out. I'm gonna find Sarah Jane.
Yeah, I think she played a much more convincing teenager than the adults now in Stranger Things.
Oh, Sarah Jane can stop it. And you're Andrea Yates. So what if I am? I don't know you. How come you know me?
Would you believe me if I said time travel?
Sarah Jane, don't be so dull. She was scared. It's weird. I sort of believed her. Yeah, you believe a Triffitt's going to come and get us. Just follow me. I'll look after you.
Day of the Triffids.
No one called Maria.
Maria was telling the truth.
Oh, this is why. People say he's gorgeous. Why did you split? This just brings it all flooding back.
What if there's meant to be?
There's something comforting that in any timeline, he gets the hell away from her.
I got protected somehow. By that box.
The Baron Soothsayer must have known this was going to happen. Do you remember what I told you? He said
He saw the sooths.
you trust the most.
What's the matter, Alan? Cat got your tongue?
You could say that.
Oh, Clyde, don't put that modern stuff on. Let it play.
This stuff's ancient.
Not to ageism.
It was originally Dionne Warwick about that time.
There's this huge rock headed for Earth, like in Armageddon.
Meteor. It's all true.
So what, is it going to hit us?
No, Danny said it's going to fly past no one.
No, they're sending up Bruce Willis.
Nothing's going to spoil my birthday.
What does the name Maria mean to you?
I don't know. Ave Maria? Maria Callas?
West Side Story?
Maria who worked on...
Tell me.
It was years ago.
See, what you gotta do is put that box at the end of a sock, tie it up, and start swinging it around.
I thought I was so grown up.
I can send him away too, but you must agree.
I agree. I agree.
Agree to what?
I'm so sorry.
Get him! It should not be that hard.
That's just ridiculous.
Oh, he's got a skateboard! Let's go!
Oh, Dad, trust me. You remembered me when I disappeared, yeah? Well, I remember Sarah Jane, and she's the only person who can save us.
How? She's just a normal woman, isn't she?
She's a lot more than that.
She got a chimney computer.
You've gotta
It
help
works!
me. We can get... I got put back here, where I belong, so she'll be where she belongs. Heretic!
Kick him on the way out. God dang it. He's getting out of there.
Andrea Yates. It's you. All grown up.
Wow, look at you.
No,
Scrubbed up well.
as a director,
Always did look younger than you.
when you get 5 minutes away from the end, you can't have a slowdown like this.
While I'm here, you can't come
Especially
back.
not for kids.
If you break off the deal, Sarah Jane comes back. All you have to do is pull out of it. Say no.
I can't.
If you don't, that meteor's gonna hit. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, Andrea, but you were meant to die.
You'll be dead either way.
Meant. What I saw that day, it changed me forever. I saw how precious life is, and it made me fight to defend it across all these years because of you, Andrea. It was all because of you.
You turned out to be such a horrible person.
Is that him? The trickster.
Kick him!
No! Don't go near him!
It's probably a bad idea to kick him.
We wanted to kill you all over again. Remember your bargain with me.
He's gonna destroy the Earth.
Chaos is good.
Well, I say no.
In fact, it's neither good nor bad.
There's one thing I can...
I'm back. We're back, all of us. Back where we belong.
That felt like a spatio-temporal shift caused by extra quantum forces.
Yes.
Oh, it's all back to normal.
Meteor!
smile.
She did it! She did it!
Like skipping a rock.
Oh, that was brilliant! We did it! You should have seen it!
Yeah.
What's he doing there?
Well, now he knows.
Aliens, monsters, supercomputers. Is anybody going to tell me what's going on?
That, actually.
Come on, I need some answers. Who's going first?
Alrighty. That is the end of episode 4.
All right. Again, I love the story, but they did it twice. When you've got a huge amount of momentum building, and then you stop it, like when Andrea went up to the attic and told a 4 or 5 minute story about how it all started. That's very difficult because you cannot have momentum and then slow it down, have the momentum, slow it down, and then get to the end. It's very disconcerting. Now, I say this from experience. I was in an original play once, playing, of all things, Ernest Hemingway. It was this play about the life of Scott Fitzgerald. Right before the end of the play, Scott and Ernest are sitting in a bar having a drink, and he talks about the first time he ever had a beer and how it changed his life and everything. And right up until the week before we opened, that was my favorite scene in the whole show for me. And the director and the playwright came up just as we were going into dress rehearsals and said, "We have to cut the speech." And I went, "Why?" They said, "Because we built this up so far that we know there's only one place to go with it. Unfortunately, we can't put it anywhere else in the show, so we're just going to cut the speech and go to the denouement, to the resolution of the play." And again, I didn't like it, I didn't care for it, but I understood, directorially speaking, it had to do that because I could have been brilliant. I could have won a Tony Award for that kind of speech because it's one of those wonderful, well-written speeches. But it didn't fit the mood of the play, it didn't fit the trajectory of the play at that point. So, and that's all. That's the only thing I have about that. I mean, I love the story. Again, anytime you got a person erased from history. And the other thing is, just a minor point, if Andrea the teenager was such a little brat, it makes you wonder why Sarah Jane liked her.
Yeah.
Right? If she was willing to be snotty, to be nasty to this poor girl, Maria, out of nowhere, why are you dressed like that? And I mean, I know there are mean girls throughout history, but it just makes you wonder what it was that Sarah Jane saw in her. And girls like that are fun to be with, but when they're breaking the rules and being awful to people, I don't get how a person as nice as Sarah Jane is supposed to be could be friends with her.
Yeah, so. But this is the introduction of a recurring villain on the Sarah Jane Adventures.
The Trickster?
The Trickster. This is essentially the Sarah Jane Adventures equivalent of the Master. Like, this guy's going to be showing up a couple more times.
And the little troll, is he coming back too? Do you remember?
I don't think the troll does, but the Trickster does. And it's interesting because he talks about, he wants to spread chaos, and he found, one way of doing that is by removing Sarah Jane from the timeline. It allows the meteor to hit the Earth. And it's interesting because he talks about, I would love to be able to take out the Doctor. If the Doctor never existed, how much chaos would there be? And it's interesting because we're watching it in this particular order. In season 4 of Doctor Who, when they have the Turn Left episode where they go back to before Donna met the Doctor, and she goes left instead of, or I guess she goes right instead of going left. And because of that, the Doctor is killed, and that's, the end of him, and you see all these terrible things that happen. At the end, she gets out of it, and, they find there's some strange bug that was placed on her back, and the Doctor looks at it, and he's like, this is part of the Trickster's Brigade. So that is basically the tie-in to the Sarah Jane Adventures, which this season had already aired while before that season had. So this is a slightly reoccurring thing, mostly in the Sarah Jane Adventures, and then there will be more references to the Trickster much later on in Doctor Who. But But he's an interesting villain, especially for this show, where, you know, Torchwood didn't really have an overarching villain. Like, there was just some different things that happened. Yeah. But this guy will be coming back a couple times. So,
and it's interesting because I think somewhere in the DC universe there's a trickster, and in a lot of the animated series, he's voiced by Mark Hamill, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the trickster in DC is kind of like he's honestly like a DC knockoff of the Joker, and I think he was in the original Flash with John Wesley Shipp, and so then they brought him back in the newer. I say newer; it's 11 years old now. The newer Flash show with Grant Gustin. They brought back John Wesley Shipp. They brought back Mark Hamill as the trickster. So, but yeah. But it's an interesting thing. I think this also works. The trickster works with this show as well, because it's like, you know, you have this thing, because, you know, you mentioned in the first episode, it's like, well, is this always going to be these, you know, planet destroying things? And it's like, where's Torchwood? Where's the Doctor? Where's all this stuff? Which it does kind of beg the question why Torchwood wouldn't be able to deal with the meteor, but granted, the kids weren't watching Torchwood, so you don't have to think about that much. But I think the trickster works because he's definitely, you know, he's different than anything else we've really seen in Doctor Who. He's this otherworldly being, you know, he's this agent of chaos. He's not just an alien. So I think him being a threat actually works better here.
Yeah, I think you're right. The idea that even though he is otherworldly, or you know, other dimensionally, whatever. Yeah. Because, as I pointed out, you know, if you have the Slitheen and, you know, all these other aliens of the week all concentrated in the same little part of southeastern England, somebody's going to notice that.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense to do things like this, where something happens, but he can make you forget that it happened. Because all those people hopefully will say, you know, I don't know if they're going to forget that the meteor, and only this group is going to remember that the meteor was coming at all. But, you know, it's an easy way to simply gloss over things that have happened and nobody would know about it.
Yeah, and it's also a good way of being like, you know, well, why doesn't the Doctor show up? Which is a problem in Torchwood. You know, it's like, well, the 456 are, you know, they want all the children of Earth and stuff, and this is like, okay, but where's the Doctor to do that? Why wouldn't the TARDIS bring him here and stuff? And it's like, it's like, the trickster is like a god. He is, you know, a being beyond our plane of reality. So it's like, it makes sense that he is even further beyond the Doctor. Not that the Doctor couldn't deal with him. Obviously he could. Even, you know, Sarah Jane can deal with him too. But it's like, if this is going to happen, it's like, it makes sense why, you know, Torchwood wouldn't be dealing with this, Unit's not dealing with this, and the Doctor is not dealing with this. Because he is just this strange, you know, paradimensional being. So, with these incredible, strange powers. So.
All right, so the dad now knows, or
Yes.
is about to be told. Now, does the ex-wife, is she going to know?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I didn't even remember that Alan found out. So, it's been like 6 or 7 years since I last watched this season, so I don't fully remember everything. But I didn't even remember. I was like, I knew there was something about this episode. It was, you know, whatever happened to Sarah Jane, and I was like, okay, that's the one where there's the other woman. What else was this episode about? And I couldn't remember. So when it started, and I was like, oh right, this is the trickster. This is where they introduced the trickster. I was like, oh okay, that works. So,
and of course you're too young to know this, but the title of these 2 episodes is actually a play on a really weird movie. This would be the early 60s. 2 Hollywood legends who were, you know, probably in their late 60s or 70s by that time, Betty Davis and Joan Crawford, did a horror film called Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. So I think that's how they ended up getting this particular title.
Well, what I always think of with this title, which I guess it came out around the same time, was the old... I say old, it's early 2000s, but the old cartoon, Whatever Happened to Robot Jones. Do you even remember what that cartoon was?
No, I remember Osmosis Jones.
Nope, that's different. That's about, you know, the white blood cells and everything inside the body. Whatever happened to Robot Jones? I don't even know how much I can describe it because this was a long time ago.
I don't know that I ever watched it. It doesn't sound familiar at all.
It was on Cartoon Network. It was one of the old Cartoon Network shows, and it was about a robot guy named Robot Jones, and he went to school. He went to like a normal school, but he was just a robot, and he had a very robot-sounding voice, and there'll be some old people in the comments that will remember this show. People, and when I say old people, I mean as old as me, in their late 20s, that are going to remember what this show was. Yeah. But it's... and that was the thing. Like, I think, like, at the end of the intro of every episode, it was like a crowd that was like, whatever happened to... And then he says, Robot Jones, and it sticks in your memory. I don't remember any episodes. Yeah. I just remember that was... That's what it was. This is not to be confused with My Life as a Teenage Robot, which I believe was on Nickelodeon, which was about another robot that goes to a normal high school, but it's a female robot, and she's kind of blue and white and kind of has like metallic pigtails and stuff, and she goes to school and I think might have fought crime. I don't fully remember. This was 20 years ago. But so is the Sarah Jane Adventures. So,
no, I remember the ones I remember. The X-Men.
Yeah, I didn't watch the X-Men, but
Men in Black.
I didn't really watch that either.
Osmosis Jones.
I did. Yeah, well, yeah. The show would have been Ozzy and Drix.
Ozzy and Drix. Yeah,
but the movie was Osmosis Jones
and Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yes,
I know you and your brother watched Rugrats, which I did not.
Yeah, it existed, and it eventually got a follow-up called All Grown Up, where they were in their like preteens, and it wasn't great. Nobody cared about that.
And the Wild Thornberries, and a little bit of Dexter's Lab.
Yeah,
those were the ones that I remember you and your brother watching. Yeah, because I would
I mean, there were a ton of cartoons on Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, and a little bit of the Disney Channel. I was not much of a Disney Channel kid. They did a lot of the live-action sitcoms on the Disney Channel. I was more into the cartoons. Yeah. So, and then obviously on Cartoon Network, they were also putting out a lot of anime. So you get Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon and Dragon Ball and stuff. That's where some people became Naruto fans. I've never watched Naruto, but it's I'm meaning to get to that someday. But there's a ton of those, and yeah. Whatever happened to Robot Jones? So anytime you ever say whatever happened to, I just in my head that's what I think. So there's a ton of those. There's a ton of those old cartoons,
and it's kind of interesting. Every time you stop the Adventures, the Sarah Jane Adventures, the way it stopped, the H is not finished, and there's no E, so it looks like the Saral Jan Adventures.
Yeah. So. I always try, because they always do a preview, so I always try to like cut it off at a certain point, but yeah.
Like I'm going to remember that week to week.
Yeah, that's true. But the next one should be the end of season 1. So we're going to wrap that up, and eventually this video will go out. I have no idea. I'm going to be honest with you, I have not started editing this season at all. I have other stuff. I am in the middle of trying to record and edit the final season of Stranger Things, which is this is obviously an exaggeration, but it is a travesty of man. It's fine. It's just another season of Stranger Things. And the only extra thing I've worked on at this point is I've gotten most of the Chainsaw Man movie done. So that'll probably be up first, and then I'll start chipping away at this. So the good thing is that I feel like there isn't as much of a... It's not as pressing as Torchwood was. Like, 'cause we kept saying, like, for weeks and weeks, like, we're going to get to Torchwood, we're going to get to Torchwood. I think because everyone wanted us to get to Children of Earth, whereas this is just like, yeah, people want to watch these videos, but there's nothing super pressing from the Sarah Jane Adventures, so... Anything else?
I got nothing at the moment.
Then we will move right along to the next episode.
See you in a minute.
See, I remember the paper said it was a temporary reversal of the Earth's magnetic something or other.
That's what Mr. Smith put to the news releases.
Sarah Jane's computer. And which branch of PC World did that come from?
Probably Linux.
He's alien.
I'm your father. You never thought I should know about any of this?
It was difficult. Especially after you got turned to stone.
Beg your pardon?
There was this Gorgon and...
Just give me a minute.
The Lost Boys
Just below Bellatrix on
were
right
the
shoulder.
characters in Peter Pan.
That's where they'll come. Sarah Jane.
There's also a play called The Lost Boy about
He says I can't have any...
James Barrie, who wrote Peter Pan, and about how he lost his brother.
Dangerous. Well,
And his parents never thought he
that's
measured
not
up.
the point. No, it's you.
The police are stepping up their campaign.
Whoever's got him, you might think you're caring for him. You might think you love him, but he belongs with us. It's Mum and Dad.
An emotional
You're my mum.
Ashley Stafford's parents at the press conference in London.
And it was created by aliens.
Is there any chance at all?
Chances of DNA mismatch. Approximately 4 billion to 1.
What did I
It's
say?
not impossible.
I told you there was something not... Let's let the police make up their minds about that, shall we?
The police?
Mum, you never called the police. I've told you time and time again there's something wrong with that woman. I can smell it on her. Mum,
Can you talk to people before you do things?
Weirdo, you'll see. Dad, they're arresting her. Do something. Wait, when it gets to court, it'll all come out. Goodness knows what secret she's been hiding.
Just leave it, Chrissy. There's nothing we can do, darling.
Speaking of court, can you go to a court and get some papers?
Why do we suspect the parents aren't really the parents?
I don't know, because of plot.
Seems you've got powerful friends, Miss Smith.
Unit?
My friends have nothing to do with it. I've done nothing wrong.
You remember football, didn't you?
I don't like football.
Like.
This is AI generated photo. I don't believe it.
I suppose these types as well, do you? I'm tired.
That's just wrong. All you put is pepperoni, on a pizza. Nothing else.
Well, you're wrong.
No, nothing else. Just a pepperoni. That's all you need.
Okay, you have recently tried sausage. Perhaps you'd like to try a sausage pizza.
Yeah.
Of course, there is a hamburger pizza, cheeseburger pizza.
Well, this place does have a lava lamp, so it must be alright.
Psylocke, are you there? You've got the boy.
Of course.
Oh no! Who could have known they would be aliens?
I'm shocked and amazed.
I want to see my friends.
Maria and Clyde.
How do you know their names? I never mentioned them.
That doesn't matter. You won't see him again.
So, in all the humans that became you, did you learn like kung fu or something?
Thank you very much for
She
seeing
never uses a parking spot.
Oh, the Pharos Institute doesn't get nearly enough
Now,
media interest.
Pharos
Most
was
people
the
write on
name
our
of the
researchers as crimes.
lighthouse of Alexandria.
It's a good old-fashioned sound effect right there.
Sir Isaac Newton and Thomas Edison both had strong interest in the paranormal, Miss
Yeah,
Smith.
Edison believed in ghosts. Tried to catch them on his new
You're in for a treat.
movie camera.
I'm working.
Oh, sorry to disturb you. Looks very complex.
Don't waste your time or mine asking me to explain.
I hate children.
Smith's a journalist.
Leave me alone and leave the thinking to somebody with the intelligence of actually doing something with it.
Miss Smith, I think we better...
See? His birthday. Ashley, me, and his dad.
AI.
We gave him a skateboard. Good, was he, on a skateboard? Stunning. So you take that photo and you show it to Sarah Jane Smith and you tell her my boy is back where he belongs.
He's awful at skateboarding.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You've seen him on a skateboard, no sense of balance at all.
But after what the Bane did to him...
I don't care what anyone did to him. You don't lose something like that, it's instinct. And they gave me this photo. It's a...
There's two kinds of people in the world. Skateboarders and everyone else.
Photos can be...
Oh, these new slimline flesh suits. They might handle the gas exchanges better, but they're a bit on the snug side.
Oh no.
Oh no. No! Oh, you didn't suspect them because they're skinny!
Don't you remember me, Luke? How you killed my family and left me locked in a sealed room to die?
Carl.
Oh. He has a new face now.
Mr. Smith? I need you.
But ostentatious doing that every time.
Clyde.
Yeah.
What a... You're right, Clyde. It is fake. I faked it.
Oh no.
You? What's going on?
I am a Zylog.
Oh no.
I have a purpose. And you, Clyde, are a part of it.
Ah!
Gulp.
Oh!
Okay.
Alrighty. That's part 1.
Huge scientific laboratory has no security.
No. Maybe this is part of the plan. Mr. Smith's plan. Yeah, must be the wind.
Oh, there it is.
Go. They got motorbikes.
Pay an extra for stuntmen.
What's all this then? That was particularly brutal.
Sting too much.
Ah, the Smith dimension.
Hello? Anyone? Where am I?
Right after the
Where am I?
third and fourth.
I know I'm new to all this X-Files stuff, but surely... Isn't it more likely that Luke really is just a normal boy who lost his memory rather than some Frankenstein Jr. put together by these aliens, the Beam?
The Bane. And Clyde thought he'd got proof that these people are fakes.
What, fake parents or fake people?
Yes.
Maybe both.
Housebreaking, great. Maybe your mother was right about you hanging around with Sarah Jane.
Just keep quiet, Dad.
Her mother isn't right about anything.
What are we looking for?
Anything that tell us who they are or what they've done with Luke and Clyde.
Who they are and what they've done with Luke. She's getting someone. They're cannibals.
Worse?
They're not cannibals.
Question mark.
They're Slitheen.
Does not sound good at all. You've got to do something. Think. You're inside a computer. What can you do?
Got to tell Sarah Jane.
Tell her what?
Urinate
You've had
on
a
it.
kitten to replace that boy
Meh.
she kidnapped. Well, I can't hang around. Ivan's taking me shopping.
Then go. Oh. He's beginning to believe.
Humans so inevitably predictable.
Kick him.
Get down!
Go. He has a gun.
Now this is refreshingly unpredictable. Communicating with Mr. Jackson's computer. Well done, Clyde. You're not as stupid as you pretend to be, are you?
Yeah, well, when it comes to pretending, you take the biscuit. We thought you were on our side.
I'm a
Not a whole cake. You don't take the whole cake.
I have my
In this economy.
We have to find him. And I know where to look. Have you got any vinegar?
No, we're all out.
Oh, then we're going to have to stop up at the
Stop
chip
at the
shop.
fish and chip shop, of course.
Yeah. You gotta have a weapon.
I was just thinking that.
Whatever you want.
Oh.
He's using his own telekinetic energy. He's getting away.
Oh, he's like the
Next
Phoenix.
Prophet, I'll have my revenge, warm and dripping.
Ew.
No, revenge is a dish best served cold.
Yeah.
So never mind phasers or photon torpedoes, never mind Arnie's Uzi 9mm, we're taking on these aliens with bottles of vinegar from the chipping.
It's acetic acid. Slitheen calcium life forms. Calcium acetic acid don't mix. Trust me.
Sure.
And if you fry them up, they're probably very crispy.
What?
Slitheen in chips.
I feel like you could drop kick this kid. Ah! You fell for it, fool!
What happened here? With a little luck, I did.
I'm armed.
Oh, my head. What have you done with my son?
The misbehaving little brat. Back on Raxacorico Valapatorius, we'd spank his backside with a Bartle Boigle tree.
Yes, why not?
Yeah, well, why hasn't that happened with the kid?
Sarah Jane! Sarah Jane!
Luke, up here, Luke.
Luke, I am your father.
I think he's planning to destroy the Earth.
Come in, Luke.
Said the spider to the fly.
I have control of wooden doors. Fear me.
The moon! It's moving!
Oh my god.
Mr. Smith, is it possible that together they're bringing the moon crashing down on Earth?
But the moon,
Why?
It's like 250,000 miles away.
We'll be dead long before it hits us. The gravitational effect will tear the whole planet apart. It's already happening.
Yeah.
We might all just have one chance to survive. I need you to destroy Mr. Smith.
What? Me!
Chrissy,
Just out for a bit of chips.
the FBI had to stop a cyber terrorist from using this to destroy the entire international banking network.
So how did you get hold of it?
You're not the only one with an orthodox contact.
The United Nations is in emergency session to discuss this apocalyptic crisis.
What are they going to discuss?
We all have a purpose. Yours is to die so that the Xylon will live. After all, what life do you have alone in your attic?
Alone? You think I'm alone? You think I'm defenseless? Well, meet my dog. K9, protect me!
Yeah, K9! Robot fight!
I have a purpose. Thank you, Sarah Jane.
The unit is non-functional.
Ah. Okay, good.
It worked. The moon's going back.
Without my immediate attention, black hole will turn critical in 0.42 time spatial increments.
Go now, good dog. I'll see you again soon.
Good job, K9.
Oh, Luke.
Well, that was rather silly.
Amazing things
What?
out there in space. I have learned that life on Earth can be an adventure too. You never know what you might find. In all the universe, I never expected to find a family.
Alrighty. That is the end of season 1.
Okay.
Did you enjoy the show for children?
Yes, I was going to say these last 2 episodes. These were, I mean, kind of silly.
Yeah.
But again, it's specifically it's not meant for adults. It's meant for kids. I like the idea of bringing back the Slitheen. The 60 million year old crystalline life form under the earth, along with the Silurians.
Yeah.
And what else have we found underground?
There's a lot.
It's again, I don't want to put too much serious thought into this, but continuity.
Yeah.
And again, there's been no hint throughout the entire season that Mr. Smith was evil.
There was like one hint, like early on, like the first or second episode, where like I think he like zapped Luke or something, and he was like, not everything is as it seems, and there was like a very faint echoing laugh, and then that was it. It was just one, but it's a blink and you miss it moment. So,
all right. Well, again, maybe that was the problem, is that if there had been something a little bit more, well, a little bit less subtle, a little bit more obvious, because again, do you think the average 11, 12-year-old caught that?
No.
So again, it's perfectly enjoyable. It's just silly.
Well, yeah. I didn't remember like most of like I was like I didn't even remember that Mr. Smith was evil until we really got into the episodes. I knew this was the one where like I remembered like people saying there's like, well, Luke isn't made by the Bane. Like I remember that part of the plot, but I don't remember anything else. It's also barely relevant to the rest of it. Like they kind of resolved that really quickly, but I don't know. But yeah, I don't remember Mr. Smith using the telekinetic energizer with all of Luke's mental capacity to bring the moon to crash into the Earth. I don't remember any of that, so.
And again, I don't want to get too deep in the weeds here, but isn't that the plot of Gru and the Minions? What was that called? Oh, Despicable Me. We're going to steal the moon.
Maybe, yeah.
But the other, and again, the moon moving that fast, getting that large that quickly would have been way more destructive.
That's the thing. There's a video out there that's basically like what would happen if the moon started to fall towards Earth, and basically like I think it was like if it took a year to go from where it is now to crashing into the Earth. And I love because at the beginning of the video it's like, if it's really hard to move an object that big, if you detonated every nuclear device on the dark side of the moon all at the same time, would not move it an inch, Yeah. So they were like, all right, so just so that we can get to the scenario, we're just going to use magic and just say that the moon just starts going. And then they start going into the science of what happens. And it's really fascinating to see like how the world breaks down in a year and everything. The funny thing is, even with all of that and the magic used to make this scenario possible, even at the end, the moon does not hit the Earth because it can't. It will be broken up by I believe was it the Rocha limit or something, and it just cannot sustain its form that close to the Earth, so it will break apart. It won't hit the Earth, and if you still survive, like the world is like the surface of the Earth is still mangled, but if you can survive it, then you will live actually, and all the debris will just become a ring around the Earth. So it's a really fascinating video to watch. But yeah, even still, it is impossible. Even with like, well, let's just gloss over the reason why the moon is suddenly crashing into the Earth. They still cannot bring it to crash into the Earth physically. Oh, there's also there's a Roland Emmerich movie called Moonfall. It is in the running for one of the worst movies ever made, and I've seen clips and reviews of it. It is horrendous. And this came out like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. Huh. And it's like really, really bad. There's like a point where they're driving, and like just over the horizon, the moon starts like coming over the horizon, and then or maybe they're like driving away from it. It's like, oh no, gravity's about to get all messed up because the moon is rising. It's just like, that doesn't make any sense, but it's really bad. Maybe we should watch that sometime because it is one of those really, really bad movies. Yeah. But yeah, this one is interesting. Also, just the fact that it's like, well, Mr. Smith is evil. Now he's not. It's funny because at first I was, when Sarah Jane told Alan like, oh, you have to destroy Mr. Smith, I didn't even remember like, oh yeah, he works in IT. Like he works in technology and stuff like that. And at first I was like, okay, well, he's like, well, I'm used to like computer viruses and stuff, but I'm, this is beyond my capabilities. I was like, okay, good. So he's not just like Mickey, who Mickey somehow, nobody knows why, but he can just hack into governments and everything. But no, for some reason, Alan has a mate that just has the Armageddon virus that the FBI stopped a while ago, and he can use that against Mr. Smith. I don't know why. I don't know why Alan Jackson has this.
Now, also, I want to see if I missed this. Mr. Smith was connected to the Zylok that are still underneath the Earth.
Yes.
So, does the Armageddon virus destroy the crystals under the Earth, or are they still there? Will they come back in future episodes?
I don't think they come back, but essentially I think they just... I don't know if the virus affected them, but because Mr. Smith had fashioned himself into this supercomputer, it made him vulnerable to this virus, basically. And he said that he was connected to them. So, but I assume if it just destroys, him, his purpose, he can't remember it, he doesn't have this connection anymore. They're still there, but they can't do anything. So, they needed something. Now, I guess a crystal could show up again, like what happened with Mr. Smith. But, yeah, I don't think it comes back in a future episode. So, but yeah.
There's just 2 seasons of Sarah Jane? Or
there's 5 seasons.
5 seasons.
Yeah. And now season 5 is a half season, but we have more. We certainly have more, but they're all around the same episode count. Yeah. So yeah. But overall, season 1 of the Sarah Jane Adventures.
Well, again, it's very enjoyable.
If I was a kid, I would have loved this, I think.
Yeah.
So.
And again, I like to say that it stayed fairly serious right up until this point, but these last 2 episodes got a little too silly.
Yeah. So, I will say, though, it's just watching this, and especially watching this again, it's like, it's good. Obviously, it's great for children, who want more Doctor Who. And I will say, just ignoring the children, it's like, I'd much rather watch this than Torchwood, And it's like, there were a couple good moments in Torchwood, but this is just like, well, this is just a fun time, So, yeah. Season 1 of the Sarah Jane Adventures. That's that in the books. I have no idea when this video will go up. To give you some inside baseball, I still haven't started editing this video, so I'm gonna try to get this up. Hopefully, when we do the next Doctor Who Christmas special. So that's a couple weeks from when we're recording this, and then yeah, we'll just keep going through all of these seasons. It will be certainly interesting going through the rest of them, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this long video. So this is probably, if I were to guess, this is probably 3 or 4 hours long. So, which it is also why I'm like slumped down as much as I am right now. Even though we didn't record any of these back to back, for some reason it just like hit me at the end of this episode. I was like, man, I'm tired. I need to lean back a little bit. So, but yeah, you got anything else?
No. Again, mostly enjoyable. I can see why the kids liked it.
Yeah, definitely. So, and still like a great use of Sarah Jane. Just the fact that it is a Doctor Who spin-off. But you have such a prominent character from Doctor Who like Sarah Jane. She really fits. She really fits the role well. Essentially, being the Doctor of this show. So, and it was good to see K9 at the end. That was a clever thing. It was the one thing Mr. Smith didn't account for was a literal dogfight with K9. So,
an interdimensional robot dog.
Yeah,
the mind boggles.
It is an interesting choice to keep K9 in the in the safe. He's working on the black hole at all times. It's like, I don't know why they didn't just let K9 be a part of it, unless maybe they thought K9 would get them out of too many situations. Like, it's like, oh well, Sarah Jane and Maria and Clyde, they get captured. What do? You send in K9. Maybe that's the thought.
Well, again, I would think the one of the reasons is you put K9 out into the real world, and he has technology far beyond anything that normal people see. Having Mr. Smith locked away in the attic, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Having the robot dog who can think would kind of, I think, spoil the whole premise of the series.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess so. I guess I'm like picturing a scene where like Chrissy sees K9, but then I'm thinking, well, she's, you know, an idiot, so she could just think it's some weird toy from the store or something. That is the one thing. And I guess part of it is, you know, we know everything about Sarah Jane and the aliens that are actually here and everything that's happening. So Chrissy doesn't see any of that. But my God, she's so annoying. It's just so terrible. But it's like they always go back around to this thing of like, well, she does still really care, at least about Maria, you know. But it's just like, oh my gosh, you cannot keep hanging around your ex-husband. That's not how it works.
No, it does not work like that.
It's so bad, but oh well. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Once again, thank you all for watching this long episode. We'll have another long video some other time with Season 2. With all of that being said, we're Alex and Dad from 7th Hour Films, and we will see you guys next time. Take care. I guess I should set up for this part. Ugh. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist, I guess, with all the Sarah Jane Adventure videos that are on this channel, both this one and all of mine that I did years and years ago, as well as the Doctor Who playlist. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.